That's obviously not.
Oh man, Mondi, what's up,
Hey
man?
man, what's
We
up? How you
got we,
doing?
we we got a lot of things to discuss. Apparently, it's only been a few days, but here we are again, back and
Yeah,
better than ever for another news, reviews, updates, tidbits, and factoids. Let's do it. Let's see
yeah, man.
what we got to get into.
Yeah, news compiled pretty quick. Amazon Prime just had a field day out of nowhere. It's like, hey, here's everything that we're releasing next year, and so yeah. First of all, are you familiar with the actors on actors roundtable
Hmm.
interviews that happen? I,
Yep,
I
yep, yep.
love those, man. I really look forward to them. So the new slate has been released, and I just want to call out some ones I found that were notable in my opinion. And just if any of these excite you, let me know. We got Killian Murphy and Margot Robbie, the Barbenheimer matchup. There's a meme going around him. This nigga, how he was sitting in the chair, is actually hilarious.
Yeah, I saw.
Um,
Nigga, 10
we
toes
got
down.
we got Robert Downey and Mark Ruffalo, Iron Man and Hulk. We got Rachel Zegler and Halle Bailey, the two young budding stars. You got Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway, and Emma Stone and Bradley Cooper. Do any of those excite you, or which one are you most excited for?
uh,
There's more
None.
too, but those are the ones that I thought were
Sorry.
noteworthy.
Yeah. No, not really. Honestly, I actually prefer the round table better than like the actors on actors. I think the
Mm,
round table when there's like I think it's usually like 7 or 8 guys. It's usually a
right,
little
yeah.
more entertaining, for me anyway. But I mean, I don't know. Which one do you find interesting?
I think I agree with that. I like the actors roundtable as well. I just a lot of those actors seem to be so pretentious on those roundtables. Like you can just tell those niggas are playing up to their brand. Like sometimes you can
Hmm.
see them being realistic, but a lot of those niggas just be like, yeah, I just hate that niggas act like that. But I do want to see the Barbenheimer match. I just want to see their thoughts on it and how it fared at the box office. Obviously it worked out for both of them.
Hmm.
I do want to see Robert Downey and Mark Ruffalo talk just to see like as an MCU nerd, like the Hulk and Iron Man sit down and talk to each other. And I kind of do want to see Rachel Zegler and Halle Bailey as well. So, but yeah.
Okay. So you want to see all of them? Great.
Uh, uh, Thanksgiving 2 is in the works with Eli Roth returning to direct, coming
Yeah.
2025. This
Your
is the
favorite
horror
movie of the
Thanksgiving
year.
movie. Oh my god!
I'm
Like I
I'm
said,
actually
bro.
excited to see this. I don't care what you say now. I'm just the fact that it
Oh,
has
the first
a
one.
part two. Yeah, I'm excited to see the part one now. I mean, based on the trailer, I felt like it was something that was right up my alley. I just didn't see it for whatever reason in theaters, but I'm pretty sure it's coming to streaming soon. And if not, I'll just go to the theater to see it this coming week. Because I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything this week that I really want to see. So
Boy in the Heron comes out
is that
this
this
week.
week? Oh, never mind. Okay, well, maybe I'll go Friday. I have 2 days off this week, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving part two. Let's do it. I guess.
I mean, like I said in the last pod, I'm in the minority. People have been loving this stupid movie, so
Oh, they
I don't
have.
know.
Oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
have. Yeah, I like my horror a little elevated though, but Jesus Christ.
Okay. So
Uh,
that means it's
let's
it's
talk.
it's it's basically about to be a masterpiece incoming. I don't know what the fuck I'm thinking listening to your ass when it comes to horror. So okay, got
Whatever. Let's talk some reviews. Did you watch any shows in the meantime since our
it.
last pod?
No, I haven't finished anything though.
How about any movies besides
Yeah.
Godzilla?
No, Godzilla. Yeah, Godzilla's the other thing I have.
Okay, I watched Godzilla as well. The first review that we'll get into though is Silent Night. This is the new John Woo directed action movie with Joel Kinnaman, Rick Flag from the Suicide Squad movies.
Yeah,
And
people are
when the
shitting on
whole
this.
yeah, the whole gimmick of the movie basically, well, I say gimmick, it is gimmick, is that
Yeah,
it's
it's a gimmick.
without it's not any dialogue at all in the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Kinnaman's character gets shot in the neck, and that's why his character can't speak. But I've seen many people complain as to why is everybody else not speaking around him. So this movie has been getting shitted on, and I don't understand it. I enjoyed the movie for what it was. I mean, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. Maybe people who are shitting on it didn't have any kind of expectation, or maybe they were surprised by the gimmick. But I mean, the movie really worked for me. I've always liked Joel Kinnaman, even in the Suicide Squad movies. Like people always gush over Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn or Idris Elba's Bloodsport, or John Cena's Peacemaker. But I've always thought Rick Flag was a very cool character that I really enjoyed his dynamic with the team. And Joel Kinnaman is excellent and is like absolutely excellent. Can't speak at all. He does so much emoting with his eyes, and he's just such he nails the physicality part. And I love how like most of these like revenge movies have to do with like some kind of trained killer going out and trying to enact their revenge on somebody who wronged them. In this movie, he's just a regular dude. He's a regular dude whose son gets killed and he wants revenge. And so we have to see him mark out like a year in his calendar to train to become somewhat competent in battle. That's kind of a new angle I haven't really seen often in revenge movies. So he's doing pull-ups, he's lifting weights, he's going to the shooting range, learning how to shoot. Like, I appreciated that. It brought some kind of like originality to the whole revenge tale thing, in my opinion. So
nigga just
I liked it.
The plot of Karate Kid and said that he hasn't seen this before. That's crazy. Got it.
Well, in the recent slew of shut the fuck up, bitch. In the recent slew of revenge movies, it's somewhat different. Okay. The action in this movie is super raw and exhilarating. I mean, John Woo is considered like one of the best action directors out there, and so it lives up to that, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, I feel like this year in 2023, we've kind of been spoiled by these revenge flicks. Like, we got John Wick 4, which was amazing. We had this movie called Sisu, which you haven't seen yet, right? Sisu?
Mm-mm. But that's the underwater World War II John Wick.
It's not. It's one underwater scene that was amazing, but yeah, it's not. I wouldn't call it an underwater movie to fuck. But yeah, pretty much World War II John Wick. And now we have this, and both Sisu and this movie come from producers of John Wick. So John Wick has been spawning some pretty decent, revenge flicks, in my opinion. So I recommend it, man. It was good. I gave it a B. I enjoyed it for what it was. The emotional punches there as well. So I don't know why it's getting shit in. I don't know what the fuck people expected. I mean, it's not anything different to the genre, but it does what it does well.
Okay.
Anyway, I liked it. Next review. This is the one I really want to get into. This is why I was itching to do this pod, man. Is Godzilla Minus One. I saw it last night. What are your thoughts, man? Go ahead.
So it's so interesting, especially now that this new Godzilla trailer has dropped. Because, and I'm going to apologize now because I feel like my thoughts are going to be kind of all over the place. But I think narratively, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen, like ever. Especially this year. I mean, this movie was such a surprise for me in terms of just the narrative, because if you look at any type of these monster movies, whether it's Transformers, whether it's Godzilla, or whether it's whatever, typically the star of the show is what's advertised. Like it's Godzilla, it's the Transformers. Like typically the human element is what you don't want to see, or that's typically how the film treats these movies. Like the human element is just like this annoying thing. Like it's just this byproduct that they have to move the story along. But you're really here for like the main event. And to have this movie completely flip that to the point where sometimes when Godzilla was on the screen, I was like, wait, like what about person A, person B, person C? And I didn't think that it was possible for me to feel that way, especially in like a Godzilla movie. I just didn't. I thought a lot of the themes in this movie were actually really potent. And I feel like it kind of tied into Oppenheimer a little bit, because obviously in Oppenheimer we saw the building of the atomic bomb. We saw them. Well, we didn't see them launch it, but one of the criticisms of that film was we never saw the aftermath. Like we didn't see them drop a bomb on Hiroshima, and I'm not sure why people thought that they were going to see that in an actual movie. That's kind of weird.
I thought I was going to see it. I'm not gonna lie.
Niggas thought they was just going to see the Japanese. Like no, bro. That was not going to happen in any type of medium. But this film showed you the aftermath, and it was horrible. Like people are talking about entire villages and families just being erased from existence. People are living in squalor. They just have 4 walls and a roof. They're living on dirt. And like, it's real. Like you feel it. Like you feel the stakes, you feel the emotion right away. And the story that they're able to tell with the kamikaze pilot is just beautiful, man. Like it's just beautifully done. He starts off as a character that you're not really supposed to care about, even though from our perspective in the West, we never really got kamikaze pilots. We were like, what? Like this is stupid. Like this is just a stupid idea. But like to them, it means everything. Like this is like a huge honor for them. And, for somebody to come home and have nobody love him to the point where not only is he a hero at the end, but he's like completely redeemable, and like the story is completely believable. It was just amazing, man. Like I I just couldn't believe that they were able to do this. Shout out to every creator involved. This was on a $15 million budget, which is just insane. It showed with Godzilla, and that is my only critique of the movie, is that there were some points where Godzilla himself looked bad. I'm just going to be real, but not bad enough to take me out the movie. And I guess let me just talk about Godzilla for a second. In this Godzilla movie, we've seen Godzilla done so many times. So like, I would say that it is like, it's hard to impress me when it comes to, but this movie fucking impressed the fuck out of me. Like his fucking spikes turning boo, and like, I love the way his atomic breath was done in this movie. First of all, that was a bomb, bitch. Like that shit wasn't no fucking breath. That was a fucking bomb. Like this nigga Godzilla fired that bitch off. It was complete silence. And you just saw like like that shit was just beautiful. Just beautiful choice, man. It was just a beautiful, beautiful choice. And to me, it's even better done than the 2014 Godzilla. Like it's better, man. Like, and I love that. Like I love what we have in the like that shit is crazy, but it was done better here. And like I couldn't believe it. I was like, whoa, this is just, it was incredible, man. It was incredible. Just a really heartfelt story that, you know, that I feel like anybody, and I mean, like, I'm talking about like my mom, my brother, like people that don't go to the movies anymore. Like you can go to the movies, you can really enjoy this, man. And I urge anybody that's on the fence to go. And if your roadblock is that, oh, it's up, I had to read something, get the fuck over it. It's too good of a movie to not enjoy and consume. This is the best movie I've seen this year. I guess movie an A. I absolutely love this, man. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I agree with a lot of what you just said. For those who don't know, Godzilla Minus One is now in theaters. Like Julian said, it's in subtitles. The entire movie's in Japanese. It takes place in 1940s Japan. It's not to be confused with the MonsterVerse currently going on. For listeners who might be confused as to why there's so many Godzilla movies going on right now, Godzilla versus Kong is like his own little thing. This is like the original Toho Godzilla.
Wait, I'm sorry, Money. Sorry.
Yeah,
one quick thing. Go ahead. I think it's important to note that Godzilla, it's so funny. In Japan, like, you know, the niggas who actually created Godzilla, this is how they always interpret Godzilla. Like, Godzilla is a fucking demon to them. Like he's
not a hero.
Yeah, like every medium that we have here in the West, like it's all like, oh yeah, like, oh, here comes Godzilla, he's coming to save the day. Like, no, nigga,
he's fighting the Muto.
Right, yeah. Not over there, bitch. Like, Godzilla's a fucking menace, and he absolutely was in this movie. Like, to the point where I was like, nigga, like, what did they do to you?
Bro, I swear to God, bro. I literally said out loud because it was just me and like two other people. I was like, nigga, what did they do to you?
Like, you were so angry, bro. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that because he was going crazy.
Like, that's a great point. Cause like, at least in 2014, Godzilla, they try to say, "Oh well, the oceans are being polluted, so that's why he's mad." Like, in this movie, this nigga just said, "Bitch, fuck you, bitch." But
no, look, Avi was like, she was like, no, he's mad because they dropped the fucking atomic bomb that woke him up. I was like, okay, you're reaching, but I like it. I like the theory.
I like it. Nigga, if anything, I should just fucking juice his ass up even more. But anyway,
yeah.
And so yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned the $15 million budget because even though you're right, I could see it at times. Nigga, 2014 Godzilla had a $160 million budget. And so just in comparison, like that's how you make the fucking dollar stretch because they look amazing for the most part, you know? And I think you made a really brilliant point about how you kind of compared it to Oppenheimer because Godzilla's original creation was because it's like a allegory to the atomic bombs and how the Japanese perceived it. And so that's really cool that you kind of picked up on that.
It's cool.
Wait, shut the fuck up. We are in like a Godzilla renaissance right now, and I love it. I mean, we're getting so much Godzilla content.
Oh my God, there's another one. Godzilla.
I swear to God, bro. Before we record this podcast, I just started the Monarch show on Apple TV. So I'm consuming a lot of Godzilla versus Kong 2 next year. Anyway, first of all, I love his design because it's like a perfect mesh between the modern 2014 Godzilla and like the original classic, like nigga in the suit Godzilla. Like it's like a blending of the two designs, and it works really, really, really well for this movie. When he just looked at you, it's so menacing. Like they do something really cool with his eyes, where it's like when this nigga locks on you, I'm like I was in the audience like, oh shit, this nigga looking at me like, I don't want no smoke, bro. I don't want no smoke, bro. I promise. So that was cool. And like you said, bro, typically in these movies, you know, we don't give a fuck about the human element, you know. Like in 2014, nigga, Bryan Cranston, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I ain't give a fuck about them niggas. In Godzilla versus Kong, Brian Tyree Henry, Millie Bobby Brown, we ain't give a fuck about them niggas at all. But with this movie, it establishes such a good narrative just from a human standpoint, you know. And the movie, honestly, it works without even any of the monster stuff, which don't get me wrong, the monster stuff makes it 10 times cooler, but it's just from a narrative standpoint, like that story alone is just so riveting by itself. And so when you throw in the Godzilla shit, it just takes it to a whole new level, in my opinion. That atomic breath, bro, like I said, I got chills. Like I thought 2014 Godzilla boom 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 could not be topped when the scales light up, but this was
it
just
fucking
like
was.
I was like that scene when he comes to the city and he does that atomic breath and the girl that, you know, his girl, whatever, is caught in the crossfire. Like I was like, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, oh, it's that powerful.
That was a great scene.
I was like, oh my God. Like nigga, if that shit hit Superman, his ass might be hello, no. Like that shit is fucking powerful. And it's so cool how he does like his neck, he'd be like, yeah. Like, it was done so fucking dope, bro. Just the score in this movie as well. It's just amazing. Like it felt like it was obviously an ode to the original score, but it's just maybe redone a little bit. Like it felt like old Hollywood. Like I was sitting in the seat, like this feels like an original like blockbuster. Like I haven't had that blockbuster feeling in a long time. Like don't get me wrong, I love a lot of movies that came out this year and last year, but like the blockbuster, like, you know, Jurassic Park type feeling, I haven't had it in a long time, and this movie definitely gave me those vibes. Speaking back to the atomic breath, like this nigga actually, that shit is so powerful. This nigga fries himself. Like the atomic breath fries. You know how mad you gotta be to do some shit that's gonna hurt you. And just speaking of jaw drop moments, like I remember like when the bomb first exploded in his mouth, I was like, oh, the movie's over. I was like, oh my God, like oh shit. And then nigga started healing like Wolverine. I said, "Oh, God.
Bro, you know what?"
I said, "It's no way." I said,
I was like, "This isn't fair. Like, this isn't fair. Like, what are they supposed to do? Like in 1945, like, what the fuck are they supposed to do? This nigga's healing himself."
He healed like fucking faster than Deadpool. I was like, this is nuts right here. But is it wrong that I was rooting for Godzilla? I mean, I know he's a menace, but is it wrong that at the end when shit was going down, I was like, oh no. Well,
it is kind of wrong. I wanted the survivors to win.
And nigga, that ending scene, I was like, how? Like how? Okay, I was like, okay, whatever. But anyway,
sure.
But yeah, like I said, like Julian said, guys, this is the movie I definitely recommend. I gave it an A-. It's definitely one of the biggest surprises of the year. When Gareth Edwards said that, this is the best Godzilla movie, I was like, yeah, right. Now, I do want to note, I still think King of the Monsters is my most entertaining Godzilla movie. Like I can throw that on at any time and just have so much fun with that movie. Just like watching King Ghidorah. But I think this is the best Godzilla film from a narrative standpoint, just an overall filmmaking standpoint. It's the best Godzilla film. But King of the Monsters has a special place in my heart, honestly. So yeah.
I mean, I'll agree in like a scene capacity, but like for a full runtime, give me Godzilla Minus One. But yeah.
In terms of what though? In terms of what?
In terms of like a better time. Like I feel like I'd have a better time for a full runtime with Godzilla Minus One. Now, if we're talking about a scene or a scene or two, sure. Then yeah, give me fucking King Ghidorah with the 3 heads with the lightning. Yeah, give me that. But
okay. Yeah. Okay. Last review is for Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. This is the new Beyonce concert film. Currently out in theaters. Julian did not indulge in this. He's not in the Beehive, guys.
No,
so
I'm not.
Sorry. But honestly, though, even though I am in the Beehive and I've said it many times, I try to make this review as objective as possible. But bro, this film was an A, bro. Like I really can't. I have mastered the ability to do so. I really have.
You haven't.
Okay. This is the first concert movie I've ever been to. Now, granted, I think Beyonce has other movies that should have been in theatrical releases just because of how grandiose they were in scale, like Black is King on Disney Plus. Yeah, go ahead.
Were you able to use your AMC stubs? Yeah. So okay. So I was gonna buy Avi's ticket, and I couldn't use like who the fuck does Beyonce think she is? Like this shit costs $22. Like Beyonce is just like you niggas ain't using nothing free, bitch. You're gonna pay. Like damn, Beyonce.
It's so funny too because even if you are like a child or like a veteran or like an elderly, you don't get any discount.
You're paying,
and even on discounted Tuesdays, it's the same price. So I love that for Beyonce. But yeah, so like I was saying, she has other movies I think that deserve the theater treatment as well, like Black is King on Disney Plus. I think is an actual masterpiece. I would love to see that in theaters, or even Homecoming special that came out on Netflix. But anyway, this is the movie that we got. And it just kind of proved to me things that I already knew about her. Like she's one of the best entertainers of all time, one of the best vocalists of all time. I think her vocals, people don't always talk about that, but like just from a vocal standpoint, strictly, no dancing, none of the big effects. Like she can sing down, bro. Like her riffs, her runs, her lower register, her high register. I was in awe in the audience. Like it was just absolutely amazing.
Was your theater packed?
Not really. It's crazy because when I booked it, it was packed, but when I went in there, it wasn't. So I was like, "Are she getting false seats?" But anyway,
the Beehive's out here buying this shit out.
Somebody bought that fucking theater out. It was like halfway full. I was confused. Anyway,
hilarious.
I had no idea how involved she was in everything. Like just from everything from back. Like you would think, obviously, the singing and the choreo, she's involved in all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about like the lighting, bro, like the audio, like she's involved in all that shit directly. And I was like, wow, like what the fuck does Beyonce know about lights? But she knows a lot.
What? What the fuck does Beyonce 20 years in her career know about lights at this point? You're right.
Anyway, but big production stage lights. Anyway, but yeah. As I was saying, the iconography was just on the screen. It was ever present. Whoever plays her in the biopic in a couple of years is going to have the biggest task ever on their hands because she's just a full package. And I will say this: if you're like Julian and you're not in the Beehive, do not watch this movie because it's going to convert you. I promise you, it's going to convert you. So if you want to stay a hater, then just don't watch the movie because you will be converted to the Beehive when you watch. I don't
think I'm a hater, but okay. I like Beyonce.
Yeah. I give it an A, honestly. I give it an A, and I'm not going to put this movie in my top 10 movies of the year just because it's not really like a story structure. It's like more like a documentary type thing. But if it was, a lot of movies would be in trouble because yeah.
All right,
let's talk some teasers and trailers, guys. We have some fun ones dropped. We have the new teaser trailer for the Suicide Squad anime called Suicide Squad Isekai. It premieres next year. It premieres next year in 2024. What are your thoughts? We saw a teaser earlier, but now we have like a kind of a more of a trailer with the dialogue and all that kind of shit. What are your thoughts on the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going for it. I don't love that we saw so much Harley in the trailer, if I'm being honest. But hey, maybe once everything comes out, it'll be more of like a team family dynamic, which I know you love. I was surprised to see John Cena's Peacemaker. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's John Cena's Peacemaker, but I mean, in every medium that we see him in, he looks just like John Cena now. So, and it looks like they've got some Michael Jackson character. I'm not sure if they're trying to play up the anime. What? Who is it?
You said Michael Jackson? That was Deadshot, nigga. He's just light skinned.
In a full Michael Jackson outfit with the hat and everything?
Oh, never mind. I didn't see that part then. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah. No, I saw Deadshot. Yeah. They made him black again. Woohoo. Yeah, I mean, look, we'll see about this, man. It depends on where it comes out. I'm guessing this is just going to be what HBO Max or something. I don't know. It didn't say. Warner Brothers owns it, so we'll see. But I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that I'm super duper excited for this because I'm not. But I'll probably end up watching this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Harley thing. I think she will be the lead and focus. I don't know, like Halloween the past 3 years, like it's every woman is like 4 out of every 10 women is Harley Quinn for Halloween. It's just like she's like dominated basically like the pop media scene now. I guess Margot Robbie has a lot to thank for that, I guess. But yeah, but it looks really like a fun show. I mean, I want to see more just DC and Marvel stuff in the anime medium. I think it lends itself perfectly to that. And so I was really excited watching this trailer. Peacemaker, Deadshot, King Shark. We got Clayface is cool. He's in kind of a new addition, Joker. As just a fan of DC and DC lore, I would love to see this, how it plays out in the anime medium. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
I agree.
We have the trailer for Halo Season 2 has been released coming February 8th on Paramount Plus. I did not watch the first season. I don't think you did either. But I know you're a huge fan of the game growing up. Weren't you ranked or no?
Was I, bitch? Level 50. Anyway, that's the top rank. That's the top rank, by the way. I mean, look, this is a good looking trailer. I mean, I don't think anybody can deny that. Like cinematically, like this looked amazing. It looked like they had a lot of, I don't want to say set because I don't know how much was CGI, how much wasn't. But it looks like they went to a lot of locations. It looks like they have a lot of actors on screen, and you know, it looks like they're trying to do as many things practical as they can. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The story never was my favorite thing to do when I used to play the games. I always liked the competitive aspect of it, which is why I didn't watch season 1. I probably won't watch this either, but it looks like they're going in the Halo 2 story, which makes sense. I guess season 2 is Halo 2, whatever. So they're bringing in the Arbiters. They've got the energy swords now, which look really cool on screen. Look like a lightsaber almost, but I probably won't watch this if I'm being real. What do you think, though?
Yeah, I mean, as someone that has zero context, I mean, it looked cool enough. It looked like there's a budget behind there.
Yeah.
I love talking. I love talking to this one guy at my job. He's like a huge Halo fan, like you, and he actually watches the show. And I just love, like, this dude ranted for me for like an hour one time about how he hated season 1 so much.
Damn.
Because he was just like, Master Chief shows his face, and that's like a big no apparently. Like his helmet's always off in the show, and that really bothers him. He's like, Master Chief has sex in the show, and he's like, in the game. In the game, he's a killing machine. He would never think about sex. He's trying to save the world. And it's like, I just love hearing him talk about the show. So that's all I know about it. But yeah, season 2 from visually, it looked pretty cool, I guess.
That's fine.
We have the trailer for Griselda. This is the new show starring Sofia Vergara from the creators of Narcos, streaming January 25th on Netflix. She's the queen pin of Miami. Drugs, cartel shit. We've seen it before, but what are your thoughts?
Those are my thoughts. We've seen it before. It's so funny that they made Sofia Vergara look kind of nasty looking. As fine as she is, they did something. Maybe it was like her teeth, or they put like a line in her face. I don't know. But she was looking a little nasty in this trailer. But I mean, obviously that's on purpose, I believe. And yeah, I don't give a fuck about this, even though I love Sofia Vergara. We've seen this so many times before. We've seen this so many times that we've seen this on fucking TNT. Like live basic cable television. Like, I don't want to see this again. I'm sorry. What do you think, though, Monty?
Yeah, man, I think I'm just kind of worn out with the drug kingpin and the cartel shit. You know, I mean,
Are you?
Don't get me wrong. It spawned some amazing stuff like Ozark, and Snowfall, and Power, and all that kind of shit. But I think I'm just tired of it. I mean, how many times can you do the same tropes over and over again? The rise and the fall. You know, I'm kind of sick of it.
Unless they're black, then you're going to be there.
Don't do that. Because I'm not watching BMF for that very reason. I'm like, I've seen this before. Okay. Anyway,
got it.
We have the trailer for the new Fallout series based on the video game has been released. It will be streaming to Prime Video on April 12th. Did you play the game? Do you have any context? And what are your thoughts on the trailer?
Didn't play the game. Don't have much context. The only context have is really just things that I've seen online. And from what I'm seeing, a lot of fans, they kind of like what they saw. But this didn't mean anything to me. It didn't look interesting at all. It kind of just reminded me of why I don't play the game. So maybe if I hear good things about it, then I'll be able to check it out, and maybe that'll lead me to playing the game. But as of right now, I have no plans to do either of those things. What about you?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I say it looked interesting enough. I don't have any context either. There was some really interesting just things visually, like there was like roaches the size of dogs and people that had one eye. And I'm assuming the game's called Fallout because of like radiation fallout, and so maybe all these things are happening, like all these weird things, because they've been mutated by the radiation after like a nuclear war. I don't know. That's just my guess. I don't know. But it looked cool enough. I mean. We're starting to see a lot more game and anime adaptations come to screen. Like it's like a huge influx of these, adaptations happening now. And so I'm glad people who are fans of these certain things can finally get their turn to see what they love, either on the silver screen or on some kind of live action show. So yeah, I probably will watch this though.
Okay.
Next trailer is for The Boys season 4 has been released. This is the big one everybody's talking about. It's releasing 2024 on Prime Video. I know you fell off after season 2 or halfway through season 2. But did you watch the trailer at all?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. Whole lot of. None of that mean anything to me. It looks like more of the same, honestly. Homelander's still nuts. Looks like the same niggas are still trying to get him. So, yeah. You tell me what you thought.
Anyway, as a huge fan of The Boys and Gen V, I'm super excited for this. I was super pumped. So glad to get the gang back together. We got to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan in his role.
He's just Negan again.
I don't care because that fits the boys universe so well.
Yeah.
And honestly, bro, I think it's time for the silver screen treatment with the boys, man. I'm ready for it. I love these characters. I'm ready to see this lore translated onto the movie's theater screen because I think it would make it'll make a really good turnout, and I just want to see this world expanded. So I'm loving the boys universe so far. So yeah. Next trailer, another big one as well, is for the trailer for House of Dragon season 2 has been released. This is coming summer on Max of next year. What are your thoughts? Are you team green or team black?
I don't even remember what that means anymore. I team wanted more Damon. It was a joke, nigga. You're funny. Where the fuck was Damon Targaryen? Why was there only one single shot of him in a helmet? I needed this 1 minute and 30-second teaser to be nothing but Damon Targaryen. Nah, man. Of course. What do you want me to say? I'll be there opening fucking night, bitch, on HBO Max on my couch. Like I can't wait. Season 2 episode. Dun, 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 dun. Like I need it right now. They've got everybody back. Looks like they're trying to do things bigger, but looks like there's going to be way more dragons, which would be great. I'm here for it. Yeah, I can't wait.
Honestly, this teaser trailer didn't show us too much, but I don't care.
It didn't show us. No, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't need to. When it comes to this show, bro, I don't need to see anything. It could be a 2-minute trailer of fucking Damon walking in a circle, bro. Yes, bitch, I'm here.
This trailer was
here. To me, this is honestly just peak television at this point, and so, I don't know. I'm just here for it in every capacity. So yeah. We've got 2 movie trailers, 2 big ones. The first one is for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. This is starring Anya Taylor-Joy as a younger version of Furiosa, who is played by Charlize Theron in Mad Max Fury Road, which came out a couple years ago. And we got Chris Hemsworth as well. This comes out next year. Did you watch Mad Max Fury Road? If so, did you like it? And what are your thoughts on this new trailer?
Didn't watch Mad Max Fury Road. This trailer didn't mean anything to me. But it's good to see Chris Hemsworth back. I miss him on the big screen. But I'm not going to watch this. What do you think?
So even though you didn't watch Mad Max, I mean, did just this trailer in a vacuum, nothing kind of excited you about it?
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I enjoyed Mad Max when it came out. I'm not the biggest fan of it as everybody else is. I think it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but people think this is I've heard it many times by reviewers that I look up to. This is the best action movie of the 21st century. I can't agree with that, but I can't say that it was good. It was good, and so this movie, after watching Mad Max Fury Road, it kind of made me want to rewatch it just because that world is so interesting and cool. That George Miller has established. It's visually stunning. That's why I asked you in a vacuum because I'm like, can you at least appreciate the visuals that we got here in this trailer? It looks fucking amazing. The cinematography and just the color blending, everything looked awesome. So I'm excited for this trailer. If anything, from just to see a visual masterpiece on screen because it looked awesome, just from that standpoint. So yeah. And last trailer here, guys, is for Godzilla. It's not called Godzilla versus Kong anymore. It's called Godzilla X Kong or Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire. It's coming out in theaters April 12th of next year. Very, very soon.
Very soon.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm guessing the writers and actors strike pushed this back a lot because it feels like this trailer, it feels like if it's coming out in April, we should have had something up to this point. But yeah, man, this is a good trailer. I'll be there opening night. I saw a lot of things that were interesting. One thing that I didn't love is it kind of feels like we're going the kid route, the same thing we did in Multiverse of Madness, same thing we did in Wakanda Forever. It's like this kid that we have to protect and save and nurture, and they're gonna grow up one day to be a big star. And I don't want anything to do with Baby Kong. I don't. But I'm sure it's gonna be a bright spot in the movie, and I'm gonna be wrong. Eat my words. I can't wait for that. But in terms of Kong and Godzilla teaming up to take on this new threat, which is Planet of the Apes, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Godzilla's purple now. The nigga's been sleeping so long.
Pink.
He's got
pink. He's pink.
Whatever. Looked like he was purple. To
Fuchsia. Fuchsia.
Which is purple. So yeah. It looks like he was sleeping so long he's absorbed enough radiation and enough bombs and enough killings that he's just changing colors. What the fuck ever. I fully say both of them to be Super Saiyans by the time this is over. I'm expecting basically a fusion. by the time that this movie's over, Kong is going to be standing on top of Godzilla. Like he's there. There's going to be a point in the movie where Kong jumps off of Godzilla. Godzilla's going to give him a boost, and Kong is going to swing his little axe down. Like I 100% guarantee it. And I can't wait for it. Like I'm going to jump out my seat when that happens. Again, the human element in this trailer, it was just annoying anytime it was on the screen already. So hopefully they can do something to make that interesting. But judging by the first few films, that's not going to happen. So yeah, I mean, I'll be there opening night. I can't wait.
I'm just curious. Can you rank? Well, obviously, minus one is your new number one, but can you rank Godzilla 2014, King of the Monsters, Skull Island, and Kong versus Godzilla?
Let's see
those
here.
4 movies.
So yeah, going from 5, it would be Kong Skull Island. I honestly don't hate that movie. I really don't think that it's a horrible movie.
I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, I do, but it's definitely the least enjoyable / favorite for me.
Okay.
And then it'll probably be Kong versus Godzilla. And then it would be Godzilla 2014, King of the Monsters, and then -1. Yeah.
I think I agree with that, except I'd switch Skull Island and Kong versus Godzilla.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, so no, but I really do enjoy everything in the MonsterVerse so far. After watching -1 and then watching this trailer, I mean, this feels like the MCU, and -1 feels like Dark Knight or like Joker or something. Like that's like a real film, and we have like
stupid superhero team up shit.
we have box office, bitch.
Yeah. But this movie's definitely going to make hundreds of millions of dollars.
It was such a shift after watching I literally just saw -1 last night, and I saw the trailer this morning. I was like, wait, okay. But I'm sorry, bro. Like that scene or that shot when we saw Godzilla and Kong together, shit means something to me. Bro, like that shit was fucking like I don't know, just the nerd in me was like, yes, bitch. I don't like they gave. Oh, how do you feel about Kong's metal arm that he has now? Like, did that?
He had a metal arm? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, they think it has like the Winter Soldier treatment now.
What happened to his arm? Why does he have a metal arm?
I don't know, but my only guess is that they got to even the playing field because first of all, your rant from Godzilla vs. Kong 2 years ago is still top 5 moments on the pod.
It was so disappointing, man.
So let me ask you. Do you think Kong at some point in this movie, or probably in the beginning, will have a point to get his lick back?
From Godzilla?
Yeah.
Nigga, what? No. No, nigga, no, I don't. No. Now,
okay,
I do think, I like I said, I do think that both of them are going to receive power-ups somehow. But like, there's no way that there's ever going to be a moment where Kong is like, oh, yeah, bitch, I'm here for you. Why would he do that? No, he's not doing that. Godzilla is his daddy. No.
I feel like it's going to be a scene because I feel like they heard the complaints from Godzilla versus Kong. Like when they first meet, it's going to be some little fight, just some little scuffle, and maybe Kong is going to win just to get those fans, those Kong fans. What I don't know, but
it would be so unbelievable. Like Godzilla would have to be like heavily sedated. He'd have to only have like one arm available, and even fucking then, like, oh man, I don't want to see it.
Why did Kong age like 100 years since the last movie? Why does he have like a full beard and like a fade? And I don't know. But
what?
Did you see his beard in the trailer?
No, nigga, I didn't see a beard. It looks like he looked the same to me. I didn't even notice his arm, nigga. So I don't know.
Kong, yeah, what were you watching? Kong has a metal arm and a fucking full LeBron James beard. Anyway, the scene when they're both running, Godzilla has never displayed he can run that fast ever before. So, because I think it has a couple power ups, and now he can run fast. Because like the -1 Godzilla was literally walking so slow. Like, oh my god, can we pick it up? But this film looks more Kong dominated from a story standpoint. I think, like I said, I think this is them once again trying to give Kong that equal treatment because I think Godzilla versus Kong was more a Godzilla movie. And now I think that they're going to reverse that with this. This looks like a very Kong-centric movie. And like he's just asking Godzilla for help. And I don't know, how do you even reason with fucking Godzilla? But anyway, yeah, that was the trailer for that. I'm excited for it.
Yep.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, guys, is now streaming on Disney Plus. So check that out if you haven't watched it. And Super Mario Brothers is now streaming on Netflix. So check that out if you have not watched that as well.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers is making his rounds. That bitch been on everything.
I know, getting passed around. Still made $1 billion. A couple Star Wars news here. Dave Filoni says that anyone can become a Jedi with enough training. For those who don't know as well, Dave Filoni has been promoted to the same position as basically like Kathleen Kennedy, Star Wars overall creative director. He says if you pay attention to the films, like we haven't been for the last 50 years, you you, you understand that the Force is an energy field created by all living things, but it takes time and commitment. And you can become a Jedi. And you can become a Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
And you can become a Jedi.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts on Filoni's sentiment that anybody can be a fucking Jedi if you just work hard enough?
I mean, look, I am not a hardcore Star Wars fan. Stop.
First of all, no,
because I'm not.
Stop always leading with that. You are a fan. You watch everything Star Wars puts out. You're a fan, bitch.
That's not true. That's not true.
You watch most of it. So just stop.
That's not true. Anyway, listen, guys, you watch more. I'm not a hardcore. So when I tell you that I laughed out loud when I saw this because I knew that it was just gonna make you niggas mad.
What do you mean? If you just train, you got to be fucking special. You got to be the chosen one. You got to be born with it.
Y'all was some fucking dorks. Like I really hate you. But sorry, yeah, Dave Filoni, who's moving, he's the captain of the ship now. He says that John Boy over there, who's born in poverty, just like Luke was, his next door neighbor actually, he too could have been Luke Skywalker. So I'm here for it. Let's do it. Whatever.
Okay. My only reasoning as to why he could have done this and said this is because Star Wars Disney era wants to take it in new directions and they want to have more Jedi. And with the current Lucas lore, that's just you can't do that. You're pigeonholed. And so Filoni wants to expand this thing and blow it out the window. And so he's just saying this just to get more Jedi out there.
Is that a bad thing though?
It is to me because then you're retconning established lore. And you also take away the specialness of being a Jedi. If anybody can be a Jedi, like as Dash said in The Incredibles, if everyone is special, then no one is. So, mic drop moment, no. That honestly pissed me off. Like, so I guess fucking midichlorians don't matter anymore, but whatever. And it's also would explain why Sabine was able to just magically become a Jedi out of nowhere. Also, Star Wars news here: Godzilla Minus One director Takashi Yamazaki wants to make a Star Wars film. He says, "quote I watched Star Wars, and that's how I ended up being a filmmaker. I'm really hoping to get a call." So both of us love Godzilla Minus One. How do you feel about Takashi becoming a Star Wars director?
I would love it, especially after seeing stuff like Star Wars Visions and seeing what other creators have been able to do with Star Wars as a franchise. I feel like there's some interesting stories to tell from that perspective. And if he does do it, I want it done in the same way, completely Japanese actors. I want it subtitled. I want it major motion picture over there. I want him at the helm. I want him writing, directing. I want him to like deep dive into it. I don't want it Americanized at all. That's my opinion.
Okay, so you want Star Wars Visions live action? Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So if you give this, if we saw what this guy did with a $15 million budget with Godzilla, can you imagine what he would have with $200 million? Like, because I assume he's gonna always be story first guy, and when you just throw in a $200 million budget, ooh-wee. It might be something. It might be something crazy. I don't want the shit in Japanese because the established language for in Star Wars is called Basic. So why would niggas be speaking Japanese? Because that makes no sense. But yeah, I'd be here for it. Anyway, last bit of news.
The established language is Star Wars is Basic.
Shut the fuck up, nigga. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Last bit of news here, guys, is for Marvel. The Marvels will end its run as the lowest grossing MCU film in history. Damn, what are your thoughts?
I mean, look, it came out at the tail end of the writers and actors strike. That didn't help it. It came out post-pandemic. That didn't help it. It does not have any male leads. That didn't help it for some people. I mean, if we're just being frank, it starred 3 women, and the majority of men or families are not going to go see a movie starring 3 women. They're just not going to do it, superhero or not. fair or unfair. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's been. That's just the way it is, which is weird though, because Captain Marvel 1, now this was pre-pandemic, made $1 billion. So why didn't even a tenth of those fans trickle in to see the sequel? Like, I don't know. I mean, but like, you know, the Marvels wasn't the only film to suffer from this. Like we've talked about, Blue Beetle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a few films that suffered from being, you know, from the actors and writer strike, where people just weren't able to promote it out there. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how much I can blame on promo though. Like, this is the MCU at this point. Like, we're 40 plus projects in, I believe. I mean, I'm pretty sure
that was number 33 film.
33 film. Well, I mean, as I said, projects is I was counting the shows. Like, at this point, you know if something's coming out. Like, you don't need Jimmy Fallon tell you that, hey, the Marvels is in theaters. Like, what? Like, you fucking stupid? Like, you know. So yeah, I'm not sure why more people didn't support this. I don't think it's a bad movie at all. I think it's better than the original. I had more fun with this than I did the original Captain Marvel. But I don't know, man. It's just the way it is, I guess, unfortunately.
That was number 33 movie. I think Captain Marvel came just at the perfect time because it was right in between Infinity War and Endgame. It was like the peak of Marvel hype and MCU hype. And I think that's why it led to that $1 billion entry when it first came out. I think it was released at the perfect time. And people wanted to see who was this new powerhouse that was going to be in Infinity War that wasn't in, or that was going to be in Endgame that wasn't in Infinity War. And how could she change the tide? So I think that's why that made so much money. And with this one, like you said, everything you said, I agree with. Women, black woman director, actor strike. Not only are the 3 women, but 2 of the 3 women are women of color. Like, it's just, come on, we know how America works at this point. So no surprise there.
Well, I mean,
unfortunate.
It's not just America. This is the world we're talking about. Like, this is a worldwide total. Like, it's not just us. Like, nobody saw this across the entire world.
But it's also kind of a win in a weird way too, because it's the highest grossing movie directed by a black woman ever. So it's kind of a win in a weird way too. But yeah, guys, that wraps it up for today. Thank you,
Thanks,
Julian.
Monty. I appreciate it, man. You're the best.
Wow, still talking.
Godzilla Minus One in theaters now. Go fucking see it, guys. After you see it, come back to this video. Leave me a comment. Let me know what was your favorite part, and like the fucking video. Like the video. Sorry, Mike. What were you saying?
Go sugar. Cállate. That's it, guys.
Nigga hit me with a rush hour too. That's funny. All right, appreciate it, man.